Listen carefully, because I'll only say this once. My name is Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso, and I'm here to share something that burns not just in my heart, but in the hearts of millions across Africa. We are done being silent. We are done bowing down. We are done allowing foreign powers to treat our continent like their playground. A few days ago, a message spread across the news. They say it came from Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. According to the claim, he warned African leaders to stay in line or face consequences. Whether he actually said it or not doesn't matter to me. What mattered was the message. It was loud and clear. Some people still think they can threaten us, scare us, and control us. Well, I have a message of my own, and I'm saying it loud and clear, not just to Netanyahu, but to anyone who thinks Africa is theirs to bully. We are not your colony. We are not your pawns. We are sovereign, and we will fight for our freedom with everything we have. Let me take you back to that moment in Ouagadougou, our capital. I stood before cameras, journalists, and my people. The room was packed, the air heavy with tension. Everyone waited to hear what I would say. I had no script, because I didn't need one. When you speak the truth, the words come straight from the heart. I looked into the camera and spoke directly to Netanyahu. We are no longer colonies. We are sovereign nations. If any foreign leader thinks they can threaten Africa into submission, they are gravely mistaken. The room fell silent. You could feel the weight of those words settle over everyone. But I wasn't finished. I leaned forward and made it crystal clear. Mr. Netanyahu, Burkina Faso does not answer to Tel Aviv. We don't answer to Washington. We don't answer to any force that thinks it can buy us or bomb us into submission. And I meant every word. This wasn't just about Israel. It was about every nation that has ever tried to control Africa, exploit our resources, or silence our people. I ended with a warning. If you come for one of us, you come for all of us. Africa is not yours to threaten. You might wonder why I spoke out like this. Why not stay quiet, like so many leaders before me? Why not send a polite letter or make a phone call behind closed doors? Because that's not who I am. That's not what Burkina Faso stands for anymore. And that's not what Africa needs. For too long, our continent has been treated like a playground for powerful countries. They took our gold, our diamonds, our oil. They drew lines on our maps, split our people apart, and dictated how we should live. Even after independence, they kept meddling, using money, threats, and soldiers to keep us in line. But I'm done with that. My people are done with that. Africa is done with that. So when I heard about Netanyahu's so-called warning, I didn't just hear an insult to me or Burkina Faso. I heard an insult to every African who has ever dreamed of a free, proud, and united continent. Silence was not an option. Silence is what they expect from us, bowing our heads and saying, "Yes, sir, but I am not that kind of leader. I fight for my people, for our dignity, and for our future. And I know I'm not alone." After I spoke, something incredible happened. My words didn't stay in that room. They spread like wildfire. The video of my speech was shared on X, Telegram, WhatsApp, everywhere. Within hours, millions had seen it. Not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa and beyond. Young people in Mali, farmers in Niger, students in Guinea, activists in South Africa. They all heard my words and felt them. They weren't just listening to me. They were hearing their own hopes, their own anger, their own dreams. In Mali, my brother Colonel Assimi Goda shared the clip on social media. In Guinea, Mamadi Doumbouya declared, "He's with me." Across Telegram groups, hashtags appeared, #AfricaWillNabo and #Western Withdrawal. These weren't just slogans, they were battle cries. Signs that Africa is waking up. We are no longer just a collection of countries. We are a family. And when one of us is threatened, we all stand together. Now let me tell you what sovereignty really means. It's not just a fancy word from textbooks. It's the right to make our own choices. The right to decide who enters our land, who takes our resources, and who we work with. It's the right to stand tall and say, this is our home, and we decide what happens here. For too long, foreign powers have treated Africa like a chessboard, moving their soldiers, money, and companies as pieces, expecting us to stay quiet while they play their game. Not anymore. In Burkina Faso, we are taking back control. We are saying no to foreign bases on our soil. We are saying no to deals that make others rich while leaving our people poor. We are saying no to threats that try to bend us into submission. And we are not alone. Across the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we are building an alliance. We call it the Sahel Alliance. It is about standing together, protecting each other, and building a future where Africa decides its own destiny. You might ask, haven't African leaders said things like this before? Yes, some have. But this moment is different. Why? Because the world is changing, and Africa is changing with it. For years, we've been told to wait our turn, to follow rules written by others. But now, we're writing our own rules. France once had a tight grip on countries like mine. They had military bases, controlled our economies, and acted as if they owned us. But we pushed them out. Mali did it. Niger did it. And we are not turning back. Burkina Faso has already shown the way, and we're not stopping here. When I spoke against Netanyahu, it wasn't just about one man or one country. I was speaking to every nation that has ever looked at Africa and seen only a place to exploit. I was speaking to the leaders who think they can scare us with sanctions, bombs, or angry words. My message was simple. Africa is rising, and we are not afraid anymore. Some said my speech was reckless, but it wasn't. It was necessary. It reminded the world that we're not just here to survive. We're here to thrive, to build, and to lead. And here's the interesting part. After my words, Israel's government said nothing. No statement, no response. That silence was louder than any speech. It told me they weren't ready for someone like me, someone who would stand up and call them out. They are used to African leaders who stay quiet, who play nice, who don't rock the boat. But I'm not here to play nice. I'm here to tell the truth, even if it makes the powerful uncomfortable. Western media barely touched the story. They didn't want to cover it because it breaks their narrative. They want the world to keep seeing Africa as weak, divided, and dependent. But we are changing that story. Every time my speech is shared, every time a hashtag spreads, every time another African leader stands with me, we're rewriting the image of Africa. We're showing the world who we truly are. I never set out to be a symbol. I'm just a man from Burkina Faso fighting for his people. But when I see the messages from young people, elders, mothers, and fathers across the continent, I realize this is bigger than me. They call me a voice for Africa, a symbol of resistance. Seeing me stand up to someone as powerful as Netanyahu gives them hope. It reminds them that fear is not our only choice. I'm not doing this for fame or attention. I'm doing it because I believe in Africa, in our strength, our history, and our future. I believe in the dreams of our ancestors who fought for freedom. I believe in the young people ready to build a new Africa where we don't beg for scraps, but take our rightful place at the table as equals. That's why I want to talk about the Sahel Alliance. This is where the future begins. We're uniting not just as neighbors, but as brothers. Our message is clear. If you attack one of us, you attack all of us. We're sharing resources, ideas, and strength. We're proving to the world that Africa can stand tall on its own. This alliance isn't just about defense. It's about building something new. We want schools that teach our history, not someone else's. We want hospitals that save lives, not empty buildings. We want economies that serve our people, not foreign corporations that steal our wealth. The Sahel Alliance is only the start. I dream of a day when the whole of Africa stands together, north, south, east, and west, united as one. And to the leaders who still think they can control Africa, listen carefully, your time is over. We are not your backyard. We are not your resource bank. We are not your punching bag. If you try to threaten us, bribe us, or intimidate us, you will be surprised. Africa is awake now, and we remember who we are, children of kings and queens, warriors and builders. We are the future, and we're ready to fight for it. To my African brothers and sisters, this is our moment. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. Share this message. Stand up in your communities. Demand your rights. Support leaders who fight for you, not for foreign interests. Together, we can build an Africa that is strong, proud, and free. Some will say my words are too bold, too risky, that I'm picking a fight we cannot win. To them, I say silence is the real risk. Allowing others to walk over us is the real danger. I spoke out because I believe in my people and our right to live free, to make our own choices and shape our own future. If that makes some people uncomfortable, so be it. I'm not here to be friends with those who disrespect us. I'm here to fight for what's right.